Peace, love, and harmony to all of you wonderful deep divers. Another beautiful day. Listen, can you hear that? There's no place I'd rather be than with the birds, bees, leaves, and trees. Look, someone wrote to me, beautiful soul. They said, Ralph, I know you know the true values of life. How can I deal with people with different values to myself and different perspectives? I watch you every single day, Ralph. I love you. I love you too. And deep divers, look, the split has begun. We all know that we're not all the same because we have different beliefs, different thoughts, different ways of seeing this whole thing. I told you there is a massive split happening between 3D and 5D. And this is the reason why you might know someone. You might be married to them, deep divers, maybe a best friend, a family member who thinks totally differently than how you think. They've got different values, different perspectives. So this video is really going to help you out. We got a whole lot to talk about. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real, deep divers. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. Take that. Good ass energy I'm sending you. Peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We're out here in the heart of nature. Absolutely gorgeous day. We got butterflies floating around. We got the cat down the road chilling. And there's no Wi-Fi here, deep divers, but I swear you'll find a better connection. If you're watching this video, I'm FaceTiming you right now, deep divers. If you're watching this video, this is your confirmation. Positive energy is coming your way. Just say thank you. Look, life isn't easy sometimes because we are around people who have different values to ourselves. They see the world differently to us. And sometimes you're actually living with this person. You might be married to them. Could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, even a random stranger or best friend, even the cat down the road, right? Can't we all just get along? No, we can't. Because you see, sometimes there's a clash of ideologies, a clash of beliefs, a clash of values, a clash of perspectives. And this is the reason why life can be very hard for some people. So how did I deal with it coming up? Well, the information, deep divers, I'm about to share with you is really gonna help you become your greatest version, because every single human being is gonna go through this. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Wonderful deep divers. Let me share with you what's helped me along my journey. First and foremost, the split has already begun. There is a massive split happening on the planet. I told you. You've got the vaccinated versus the people who aren't vaccinated. You've got people who are like, hey, I'm pro-trans. You've got people who are like, no, I'm not for these trans people and the LGBT community and all of that stuff. Yes, there's a massive split happening right now. You got people who say, I love ChatGPT. It helps me with my homework. And you got some people who say, I hate artificial intelligence. I prefer cats and humans. You got some people who are like, hey, I want to really level up and become my greatest version. And then you got some people who are like, no, I just want to stay where I've always been, in my comfort zone. I don't want to do any leveling up, right? So the split has already begun. And sometimes, deep divers, when you are working on yourself and you're with someone else who's not really there with you, not really working on themselves, they don't share the same enthusiasm, the same passion, it can be tough. Because it's not just anyone. Sometimes it can be someone that you look up to, your mom, your dad, your best friend. Sometimes we outgrow people. We outgrow situations. We outgrow where we once were. First and foremost, you have to accept yourself, deep divers. You have to accept yourself unapologetically. You have to accept yourself to the point where you're like, hey, this is me. Take it or leave me alone. They're leaving you alone right now, deep divers. You got to say that. You got to remind yourself you're not here to kiss ass. You're not here to people please. I always tell you, deep divers, I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. Now, you can respectfully disagree. Okay, you've got to remind yourself, deep divers, there are over 8 billion people on this planet. Each and every one of us has a different way of seeing this whole thing that's happening on this planet. And that's okay. Respect other people's perspectives, their values, but don't allow it to interfere with yours. Slow motion this side. There are levels to this, deep divers, levels to this, levels upon levels. And as you are awakening, as you are finding out who you really are, as you are finding out that you've been lied to in this matrix, you might find that other people around you are still fast asleep, still drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. And now it's tricky, because you know that being free is your birthright, and they're like, hey, just shut up and be quiet and get to work in the matrix. And you're like, no, I want to be free. So you're going to have to realize that you're going to have to let go of these people. You're going to have to also realize not everyone you lose is a loss. And you're also going to have to realize not everyone wakes up at the same time. When I was first starting Infinite Waters, I was way ahead of my time. I was talking about concepts and ideas that nobody was talking about. Had people giving me the fluoride stare like, huh? But I kept going. You know why? Because this was my truth. I had to honor it. I'm like, hey, I don't care if you got different perspectives than me, if you have different values than me, this is my truth. And guess what? Fast forward like 10 years. These people who doubted me, who were against me, they're like, Ralph, gosh, I'm so proud of you. Can we hang out? And I'm like, no. You're going to have to remind yourself, deep divers, life is not about pleasing people. Life is about being honorable, respecting yourself, staying loyal to yourself. People always talk about loyalty. What about loyalty to yourself? Slow motion this side. Learn how to be loyal to yourself. Learn every single day. It is all about realizing you can't please everyone. And certain people that are close to you, you're going to have to disappoint them. They're going to have to find out who you really are, and they're going to have to respect it. You see, we respect people when they stand up for what they want and know what they want and are not ashamed of what they want. We respect people who have found out who they really are. And you have to remind yourself it's not about other people's values and perspectives. It's about you standing on your square and saying, these are my values. This is what I stand for. This is me. And sometimes you're going to have that blunt conversation with a loved one to say, hey, look, this is me. If you don't like it, too bad. I don't even like your lifestyle that much, but I'm not trying to change you. I'm allowing you space to live how you want to live. You've got to allow me space to live how I want to live. You've got to remind yourself, deep divers, find a community. I've got the Infinite Waters community. It is the best community in the world. We got the cat down the road in the community. We got butterflies floating around in the community. There's no place I'd rather be than in this community, deep divers. I've got a whole support network. There are many people, when I was first starting, coming up, a lot of people said, gosh, Ralph, I don't see it the way you see it. And I'm like, that's cool. But someone out there does. And they are my support network. So I'm not alone. We are never alone unless we abandon ourselves. Don't think you're alone. You have a tribe out there who sees the world just as you. You have a tribe out there who shares the same values as you. You have a tribe out there who has a similar perspective as you. Honor this tribe because they are your foundation that you stand upon. Oh my gosh. So when I started to grow and my values and my perspective started to inspire other people, the same people who had different values and perspectives than me were like, oh my gosh, maybe I should listen to Ralph Smart, because it seems millions of other people are. You see, deep divers, you don't have to convince people to have the same values as you. What are my values, by the way? Being free is your birthright. Live life to the full. The universe reveals its secrets to people who dare to follow their hearts. Follow your heart. Let love guide you and not fear. Simple values, family, love, relationships. Put that first. Put God first. Put the universe first. And remind yourself to be humble, because just as it's given, it can be taken away. Simple values, right? You've got to remind yourself, you're not here to convince people to think like how you think. You are here to show people why the way you live is working for you. Slow motion this side. You're not here to convince people to say, hey, be like me, have the same values. 7-Day Vegan Challenge. I've been plant-based for over 18 years. I've got meat eaters on this channel. I've got people who eat octopus and they eat whales. They eat all kind of things, right? Even carpets. That's cool. Do what you want to do. I'm just sharing with you what's helped me along my journey. And in turn, it's inspired a lot of other people. Shout out to Odd Ones Out, who said there's this guy who always says 7-Day Vegan Challenge. That video has over 30 million views. So just by me living my truth and holding my values dear to me and not bowing down or changing, it has inspired other people to take a look at my values, my perspectives. So you've got to remind yourself, this is what happens when, instead of convincing people, all you do is show them your life. Be an example of the life you're living. This is how to deal with people with other values and other perspectives. Be an example. I don't go around telling people, hey, wake up from the matrix, wake up from the matrix. No, I just tell them, hey, I've manifested a YouTube Gold Award. #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon. They're like, oh, let me listen to this guy. You know why? Because it's success. We're drawn to that. You've got to remind yourself, many times when we talk about this massive split that's happening, some people are awake and aware, some people are fast asleep. You're going to have to realize nothing is personal. Even your mom might be telling you, hey, don't live that lifestyle, or your dad, because no matter how old you are, you're still a child in your mom's eyes, right? Doesn't matter if you're 50 years old, you're still a little boy, a little girl. Look, you're going to have to remind yourself, there's something called the generation gap. Your mom, your dad, they were born in a different time period. Life has changed. Life has changed. Things have moved on. It's a whole new world right now. So you've got to remind yourself, it's not personal. It's just that that's how they were raised. So when you remind yourself that everyone has a different programming in this matrix, like when you tell your children, hey, don't do that, that's coming from your insecurities and your fears, but it's a whole new world. They have to make up their own mind. You see, people who love you, they will always respect your values and your perspectives, even if they're different than your own. What? Slow motion this side. I said people who love you will always respect your values and perspectives, even if they're different than their own. People who love you always want the best for you. So take that into consideration. Many people, they're like, hey, if you don't have the same values as me, if you don't see the world the same as me, I don't like you anymore. No, you didn't like me to begin with. You have to get away from these people. You have to remind yourself, energy is contagious. If you are around a lot of fearful people long enough, you start becoming fearful yourself. You've got to remind yourself, you're going to the next level. You're outgrowing your circle. Because you know something, you have new information, you have different values right now. You want more from life. You don't want to be another brick in the wall. You don't want to be another cog in the wheel. You want something more, something greater. You've awakened to your true purpose. And a lot of people are just rolling out of bed saying, what? Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel guilty. Embrace who you are unapologetically. If they can't deal with it, too bad. You've got to remind yourself every single day, deep divers, every single day, to protect your energy. This is how to deal with people with different values, perspectives, because there's a massive split happening between 3D and 5D. Some people, they don't mind living in fear every single day, waking up to bad news. Some people, they want more. They want to vibrate in love. They want to do a little samba, baby. They want to raise the frequency. They want to travel the world and see the beauty of Gaia. And some people are just stuck in their comfort zone. And that's the reason why it's up to you to place yourself in the right environment that you can blossom and grow. Remind yourself, deep divers, every single day to protect your energy. Protect your energy. Protect your energy. I've got a shield around me at all times. This is how to deal with other people's perspectives and values that aren't in alignment to your own. Protect your energy. There are people who don't care about any human beings, and that's the way they live. And there are people who have compassion, empathy. You want to surround yourself with people like that. Surround yourself with people who are on the same mission as yourself. Why, deep divers, do we take advice from people who aren't even taking their own advice? Doesn't make sense. You got to stop doing that. Because you see, if you are 5D, you don't ask the 3D person for advice. You know why? Because you're on another level. You are someone else who's at the same level as you for advice. You're so real, Ralph. I know, deep divers. So you've got to remind yourself that there's levels to this life experience. You've got to remind yourself it's not personal. You can respectfully still love that person, but keep your distance. Say that again, Ralph. You can respectfully still love that person, but keep a distance. You live your life. I'm going to live my life. We can still keep peace from a distance. Don't think you're here to be everyone's personal savior and get everyone to like you. That's a recipe for disaster. I told you, people who people please are the most unhappy people. You know why? Because they find out in the end, even if you do what they want, they still want more. They're never satisfied. So therefore, you have to start honoring your feelings. You must know what you want. You must know who you are. You must realize in life, as you change, your circle changes. As you change your thoughts, the people now change in your life who are in alignment with the same thought frequency and vibration as yourself. If you are all about nature, you want to surround yourself with people who are all about nature. If you are all about being free and your eyes are waking up to how crooked this matrix is, you want a support team that sees the world as you do. Otherwise, you're going to be in a comfortable prison around people who aren't doing any good for you. Deep divers, the split has already begun. It's up to you to make the choice today where you stand. It's up to you to realize you can't serve two masters. You cannot serve two masters. You're going to have to choose respectfully who you are and say, okay, these are my values. These are my principles. These are my morals. This is my perspective of how I see reality. I'm standing by it. You can stand by yours. You want to focus on people who are where you are. Give your energy to that instead of trying to get people on board with where you are. I don't spend a second trying to convince people about the matrix and how to wake up and be free. You know why? Because I'm the living embodiment of it. So all I got to do is open my mouth and say, peace, infinite waters. People are going to listen all around the world. I'm an example of what I'm talking about. And that actually helps more people to adopt similar values and perspectives to my own. Like being free is your birthright. You're going to have to remind yourself, deep divers, life is all about letting go of what is not serving you and making space for what inspires you. And that's why I'm just saying, Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Hey, beautiful deep divers. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. Hit that like button right now if you support the real. Let's breathe. That was beautiful. Let's go. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook, the Bible of becoming your greatest version. Also, go and check out the latest new book, the Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Deep divers, go and get the good ass prana shirts for men, women, children, even cats. Even cats, deep divers, all new limited design shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. Deep divers, and if you're a sexy ass model, woo, with a whole lot of heart, you want to model the clothing? Well, go and buy some. We're doing the fashion show worldwide in a city near you. If you want to be an Infinite Waters model, make sure you DM me on Instagram at official Ralph Smart. Deep divers, they tried to bury us. They forgot we were seeds. There is a massive split happening. Remind yourself, family and friends are going to leave you, but the real ones will always remain. Oh my gosh, I love that. Slow motion this side. One love, deep divers. Peace. Infinite Waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace. You. Once again, deep divers, hit that like button if you support the real. Hit that like button if you support the real. Share this video with someone. Leave a comment down below of gratitude and appreciation, and let me know how this video inspired you, deep divers. One love. Peace.